Hari Om. The question is, who realizes the self? Who is realizing I am Brahman? That is the question. Is there anybody other than Brahman? Is there anything other than Brahman? So there is no other than Brahman. Nobody other than Brahman. Therefore, nobody other than Brahman can realize he is Brahman. Then why should Brahman realize I am Brahman? Brahman does not require a realization that I am Brahman. So Brahman alone can say, I am Brahman. Brahman alone can realize I am Brahman. There's nobody else. There's no other. Then who realizes I am Brahman? Brahman alone realizes I am Brahman. But there's a problem here. Why Brahman should realize I am Brahman? Because Brahman is already that. So Brahman has no need, no desire to realize I am Brahman. Then who realizes I am Brahman? So Brahman has a beautiful dream, a wonderful dream. The dream of Brahman is called Maya. In the dream of Brahman, Brahman projects a world. And the world consists of living beings, non-living beings, moving, non-moving, chara, achara, jiva, jada. All the bodies are created. How Brahman creates the world? Brahman creates the world like a spider creates a web out of its own body. There's no other material. Brahman alone projects the world from the self. So the world is an appearance of Brahman, projection. It's a dream. The world is a dream of Brahman. Into that, Brahman enters. The dream of the Brahman consisting of living, non-living, moving, non-moving, jiva, jada, chala, chara, achara. It's a projection of Brahman. Like a spider spins the web out of its own body, Brahman projects the world. For material required for projection of the world is called upadana karana, material. And intelligent cause is called nimitta karana. So what is the upadana karana for the world? Material cause. You need a substratum, you need a base. Without the base, you cannot project something. That base is existence, Sat. Brahman is Sat, Chit, Ananda Surupa. The existence aspect of Brahman, which is pure subject or beyond subject and object, is objectified as Sattva. Objectified as Sattva. That's why Sat to Sattva. Right? You need some material. Sat to Sattva. And who objectifies that? The consciousness, Chit aspect of Brahman. Sat aspect is objectified, it becomes Sattva, and Chit aspect is objectified. Chit is actually creating various forms in that. Chit means consciousness. The activity of consciousness is called mind. So using Sattva, Sattva is actually becomes a universal intellect or Brahmaji. And Chit, the consciousness aspect, creates variety of bodies. Living, non-living, moving, non-moving. This whole process is beautifully explained in Pratyabhidnana Hridayam. The universal consciousness, Chit. The power of universal consciousness has a power to objectify the subject. That's called Chiti. Brahman is manifest, pure awareness, existence, Satchidananda Swarupa. So to objectify, you need powers. Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, and bliss Ananda. So the consciousness Chitta has powers called Chiti Shakti, the Divine Mother. The Chiti expands as the universal mind, Chetana. So that expands as universal mind, consisting of living beings, non-living beings, moving, non-moving. In living being, that Chetana appears as Chaitanya, individualized consciousness. The contractors of Chaitanya becomes the individual mind. It's called Chitta, where impressions are formed. Chit to Chiti to Chetana to Chaitanya to Chitta. Individualized mind is formed. So now, Brahman, pure awareness, universal consciousness, Chiti Shakti, or Ishvara, we call it Ishvara, enters into these bodies which are created, living beings, because to experience the world. So Brahman, being all-pervading, cannot experience the world as such. So Brahman cannot enter or leave anything. The one who enters the body is called Chidabhasa. It's as if entering. It's a reflection of consciousness in the body. Reflection of consciousness in the intellect, Buddhi. Consciousness gets reflected in the Buddhi, intellect. So now, at the individual level, the consciousness gets with the Buddhi. It's called Chidabhasa, and the Buddhi, intellect. Together, this combination is called Jiva. Chidabhasa plus Buddhi, intellect. Together is called Jiva. So Sri Shankaracharya says, Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Jiva is Brahman. Chidabhasa plus Buddhi combination is Brahman. Now there is a question for us. The Buddhi or intellect is projection, object. Chidabhasa is a reflection. One is object, Anatma. Buddhi is Anatma. Chidabhasa is consciousness, reflected consciousness. Who realizes self? Who realizes Brahman? It is the Jiva who has to realize I am Brahman. Chidabhasa plus Buddhi combination. Intellect, Buddhi itself cannot operate, function. Chidabhasa itself cannot do anything. It's a Buddhi and Chidabhasa combination which has to realize I am Brahman. It's like electricity is there, fan is there. Electricity flows, fan rotates. Without electricity, fan cannot function. And electricity cannot blow air without the fan. So they are actually together, a combination is created. Chidabhasa plus buddhi. This combination is called jiva. If the jiva is realizing I am Brahman, that means you are realizing I am Brahman. You call jiva. Chidabhasa plus buddhi. Now, what is the realization here? This jiva has to discriminate Atma, Anatma, Atma, Anatma. The self, non-self, Nitya, Anitya, Satya and Nitya. The discrimination has to be developed. The jiva does not know I am the Atma, I am pure consciousness, I am Chit Swarupa. Adnana is there in this combination called jiva. Chidabhasa plus buddhi, there is a Adnana. Ignorance is there. Knowledge has to be there in this combination, Chidabhasa plus buddhi. Jnana is required in this jiva. Adnana is there in jiva. Jnana is required for jiva. Jnana removes the Adnana. How? Jnana means Nitya, Anitya Viveka, Atma, Anatma Viveka, discrimination. With the discrimination, you have to understand who really I am. So jiva has identified the body. So jiva is called knower or pramata. Because consciousness is repeating buddhi, that becomes knower. Intellect, it becomes knower. Who has a problem? The knower has a problem. The knower, when it functions to the body, it thinks I am the body. Knower, when he functions to the mind, thinks that I am the mind. Knower, he stands as intellect, he says I am the intellect. So the knower changes the position. Body, mind, and intellect. It is the knower who has to discriminate. On Chidabhasa, the buddhi and the mind and the body is superimposed. So Chidabhasa plus buddhi, jiva thinks I am body. But we have to remember, Chidabhasa cannot exist without the Chaitanya, without Chetana, without Chiti, with Chit. So the entire thing, the consciousness is reflected as Chidabhasa. So when I say Chidabhasa, we cannot take in isolation. Chidabhasa is reflected consciousness, the light. So Chidabhasa, the jiva has to realize I am none other than Sakshi, the witness, Atma. And Sakshi is Brahman. Or jiva has to realize I am Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam is Chetana, which is nothing but Chit. The realization has to happen like this. For whom? For the jiva. So there you have to discriminate. What is Anatma? What is Atma? Buddhi is Anatma. Intellect is Anatma. We don't have to remove the Anatma. We don't have to remove the thoughts. We have to discriminate. A snake is superimposed on the rope. You don't have to remove the snake. You cannot remove the snake. With the discrimination, you have to understand what is rope and what is snake. Similarly, with the discrimination, you have to understand Nanu, Nanembudu, Nanalla, Ideha, Manabuddhi, Nanalla, Sachidanandatma, Shivanannani, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. So we have to understand when I say I am referring to body sometimes. Because when I function through the body, who is this I? Who says I? The knower, Pramata, Jiva. Because it's one with the Buddhi. Knower says I am the body. I am not the body. Because our body is used as an instrument for functioning. I am not the mind. Mind is used for the instrument of functioning. I am not Buddhi, intellect. Intellect is the instrument of functioning. So now, this has to be discrimination. This is not removal something. I cannot remove the body, I cannot remove the mind, I cannot remove the intellect. By stopping the mind, many people try to stop the mind in meditation. That's not the objective. With proper discrimination, you realize I am the Sakshi. I am the Atma. So this is what is required. Everything what you consider subject has to be objectified. The body is subject, it is object. Mind is a subject, it's object. Intellect is a subject, it's object. Then what remains is the pure subject. The pure subject is Chidabhasa, which is nothing but Atma only. Atma is Brahman only. This is the understanding which is required. So let us understand this Atma in a little bit more detail. Mandukya Upanishad says, I am Atma Brahma, touches the chest, Rishi touches the chest and says, myself is Brahman. Which myself he is referring to? He says, in deep sleep, I am Brahman. Innermost self called Pratyagatma is Brahman. Because in deep sleep, there's no world, there's no body, there's no mind. There's only bliss, Ananda. There's awareness. Awareness of what? Awareness that there's nothing, abhava. In deep sleep, there's no manifestation of body, mind, and the world. So manifestation of the absence of everything is there in deep sleep. But that is called Pratyagatma. And Pratyagatma is also called Sakshi, the witness. So when the waking state, the body and the world is projected together. The body and the world is simultaneously projected. So the intellect has come into picture. In the intellect, a reflection happens. Pratyagatma is reflected as Chidabhasa. In deep sleep, Chidabhasa is no longer there because Pratyagatma alone is there. So now the Pratyagatma or Sakshi takes the role of Pramata, knower. Who takes the role? Pratyagatma or the Atma or the Sakshi takes the role of Pramata, knower. The Sakshi has taken the role of knower because Buddhi is superimposed using Chidabhasa. When you go to dream state, the waking state, body and mind and the world is discarded. Dream body, dream world, dream mind is projected. Again, the Sakshi takes the form. Sakshi identifies and becomes the knower. The knower becomes the doer and doer becomes the enjoyer. Karta, Bhokta, Dhnata happens because the Sakshi takes the role of a knower. How does it take a role of knower? By using Chidabhasa. By Chidabhasa being a reflection, Chidabhasa plus Buddhi becomes Jiva. So now we are speaking of Sakshi taking the role of Pramata, knower. So I will use the word this way. Instead of saying Jiva, I'll say Jivatma. Sakshi plus Jiva together is called Jivatma. But Jiva does not know I am the Atma. Jivatma becomes the Pramata, knower. So Adnana is there for Jivatma. Is there for Adnana for Pramata? Is there Adnana for Sakshi? No. The Jiva is superimposed on Jiva Atma. So that becomes Jivatma. So Adnana is for this package called Jivatma. Now what you have to do? Discriminate. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. The Chidabhasa, I am Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa is nothing but Sakshi, Atma. So that way you have to discriminate. The discrimination happens in Jiva. Jiva separates out Anatma part and realizes the Atma part. I am Atma. The Sakshi, now let us understand Sakshi. Sakshi is not a part of the mind. Sakshi is ever present, Atma, always Pratma. Sakshi is Brahman only. Sakshi and Brahman we cannot separate out. But then why you call Sakshi and why you call Brahman? Brahman, when he witnesses the manifest world, body and mind, witnessing is there, then Brahman In the role of Sakshi, Brahman is playing the role of Sakshi. Brahman himself doesn't undergo. The role of Sakshi appears in Brahman. When something to be witnessed is there, Sakshyam is there. In deep sleep, there's nothing to be witnessed. It's called abhava, absence. In the waking state and dream state, there's a bhava, the presence. So the bhava and abhava is witnessed by the Sakshi. Sakshi is not affected by bhava and abhava because from waking state to dream state to deep sleep state, Sakshi is always present. It is getting affected by waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. Bhava and abhava don't affect the Sakshi, the witness. Right? Bhava means presence, abhava means absence. So Sakshi, I am the Sakshi, really Sakshi. I don't have to become Sakshi. And Sakshi doesn't have to become Brahman. I am Sakshi and Sakshi is Brahman. When I say I am Sakshi, here Chidabhasa is Sakshi and Sakshi is Brahman. Now, what is the difference between Sakshi and Brahman? Sakshi is real when Sakshyam is real. Sakshyam is there. World is there, body is there, mind is there, I am witnessing is there. The witness and witnessed is there. The duality is there. In duality, the Sakshi is there. I am seer and see. But the seen is mithya, unreal. It's kevala nama rupa, name and form. Then Sakshi has nothing to witness. When Sakshi has nothing to witness, it's no longer called Sakshi, it's called Brahman. Sakshi is Sakshi if there is something to witness. Something real to witness. If there's nothing real to witness, Sakshi is no longer Sakshi. Sakshi is Brahman. Bhava and abhava, the presence in the waking state and absence in the deep sleep state, both are mithya. Then Sakshi is nothing but Brahman only. So who realizes now? Is the Jivatma, which is combination of Jiva plus Sakshi. Jiva is nothing but a combination of Chidabhasa and Buddhi, realizes I am Sakshi and Sakshi is Brahman. So now here I want a slight distinction between in the Sakshi, name Sakshi. Sakshi, there's a universal witness, universal light, which is illuminating all the bodies in the world. It's not specific to individual. That I call as Sakshi, or I call as Ishvara Sakshi, universal witness. While Chidabhasa is Jiva Sakshi, individual witness. Chidabhasa is a reflection of Sakshi. It's like a sun gets reflected in water. Like similarly, Chidabhasa is a reflection of Sakshi, which is Ishvara, universal Sakshi, universal consciousness into the body. So the confusion happens when Chidabhasa and Buddhi, the combination. Chidabhasa takes the form of a reflected surface, Buddhi. It doesn't get affected by Buddhi. It doesn't stick to Buddhi, stick to intellect. It takes the form of Buddhi, and that combination has Adnana. So, Chidabhasa, I call it a Jiva Sakshi, and the Sakshi which is present in the body, the consciousness which is present in the body, I call it Ishvara Sakshi, which is there in all the bodies. So then what is the relation? First I have to realize, Jiva has to realize I am Jiva Sakshi, which is Chidabhasa. Jiva Sakshi is nothing but Ishvara Sakshi. Ishvara Sakshi is nothing but Brahman. So this is the relation. So is answer clear? So Brahman has to realize I am Brahman. But Brahman doesn't have to realize I am Brahman because he is Brahman. Brahman in the dream, he has taken the form of Jiva. The Jiva, which is dream character of Brahman, has to realize I am Brahman. And that's waking up from the dream. That's called awake, enlightenment. And the enlightenment is happening in the buddhi, intellect. Adnana is removed in the jnana. Then jnana and adnana is both are irrelevant. I am the Atma. So after that, both jnana is not required. I don't have to remember, keep on remembering I am the Atma. It is like people say a dead body has to be burnt. Somebody lights up a fire, then goes around the fire for three times, then puts the fire stick into the fire itself. Similarly, jnana of discrimination, viveka, vairagya has to be given to help you to get rid of the concept that I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. I am Chidabhasa, which is Jiva Sakshi. Jiva Sakshi is nothing but Ishvara Sakshi. Ishvara Sakshi is nothing but Brahman. So this realization has to come. So anybody has a question? Shravan?
No, Prabhuji, it's clear.
Who realizes Brahman?
Yeah.
Huh?
Who is asking the question from them?
Right? In the ultimate sense, nobody realizes Brahman because Brahman is not a body. But if you say somebody realizes Brahman, I am Brahman. Other than Brahman, nobody can realize I am Brahman. Brahman, as a dream, has taken the form of Jiva and Jagat. So then Jiva wakes up and says, realize I am Brahman only.
It's like in the dream, I feel I'm Shravan, but when I wake up, I know I'm Shravan. But
Yeah, that's
who
right.
realizes the dream Shravan realized Shravan, or the woke up Shravan realized Shravan?
Shravan realizes is irrelevant after waking up.
Yes.
Right? So
Yeah.
as long as within the dream, we can say dream Shravan is trying to realize.
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji. Thanks.
Okay. Yes, Purnima, any questions? Satyavati? Pratibha?
ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಗುರುಜಿ, ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಶನ್.
Question ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಗುರುಜಿ, ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Katyayani?
ಇಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಗುರುಜಿ? ಖಂಡಿತ
ತುಂಬಾ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್.
Yes, Sujaya?
ತುಂಬಾ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ಗುರುಜಿ.
In ultimate sense, nobody realizes Brahman because dream character realizing I am Brahman is not relevant. Dream character is not real. But in the dream, we have to say Jiva, you have to realize as Brahman. Jiva, oh Jiva, you are Brahman only. Tattvamasi is the teaching given to Jiva in the dream character.
Wonderful.
So,
Guruji, what is the difference between this Sakshi and Sakshi Bhava? What is the role of Chidabhasa in Sakshi?
okay. What is difference between Sakshi and Sakshi Bhava, right? So when you say Bhava, Bhava means mind is involved. Okay. What is mind here? Buddhi. Jiva, Chidabhasa plus Buddhi combination can take Sakshi Bhava. Bhava means mind is involved, right? Bhava means existence. Bhava means the mind is involved to remember that I am Sakshi. Correct? So now, Sakshi Bhava is a practice. Again and again, I have to remember that I am Sakshi because I am getting trapped. I am getting dragged into the world. So Sakshi Bhava is a sadhana which involves the mind. Okay. So now, with the jnana, Sakshi Bhava is not required because once for all I have determined I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am Sakshi. If I am Sakshi, I don't need any practice. I am the Sakshi. So Sakshi Bhava is practice, Sakshi is reality. How do you realize I am Sakshi? Going through the teachings of Vedanta, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa, Atma Vichara, you realize I am the Sakshi. I have never changed. There is a changing me, changing I in me, and unchanging I in me. When I say I was born, I grew up, I became old, I am referring to a changing I. But really, I has not changed. That unchanging I is the Sakshi, Brahman, that I am. So with the discrimination, Sakshi Bhava is not required because we are clear, I am Sakshi. But as long as that clarity emerges, you have to do a sadhana of Sakshi Bhava. Sakshi Bhava is required for people. Sakshi Bhava is required for people who are not established with the clear jnana. Once clear jnana emerges, Sakshi Bhava is not relevant. How many times I have to remember I am Sakshi? I am Sakshi only. Is it clear?
So Chidabhasa plus intellect takes the role of acting as a Sakshi here.
Chidabhasa plus intellect takes the role of Sakshi Bhava,
Which is called witnessing the mind.
Sakshi Bhava is mind, a part of the mind witnessing the mind. It's a sadhana, right? But Sakshi is not a sadhana. So let us say you are...
In Sakshi, the Chidabhasa and intellect disappear.
See, why it should disappear in Sakshi? In deep sleep, it's disappearing, right? Abhava. In
Can
waking,
Sakshi and Chidabhasa coexist? I mean, like, because Chidabhasa is always associated with mind and intellect. Chidabhasa cannot stay without mind and intellect.
correct. That's why
if Sakshi is there, then Chidabhasa should not be there. They cannot coexist.
in deep sleep, okay,
Chidabhasa is not there.
Chidabhasa is not there, but Sakshi is there, no?
So I'm saying if Sakshi, if Sakshi is there, Chidabhasa is not there.
No. This is confusing, no? Sakshi is always there. How Sakshi will disappear? Where it will disappear?
Gnani is in Sakshi, we say. He's not in Sakshi Bhava. He's staying as...
Gnani is not in Sakshi. Gnani is Sakshi.
So what does that mean?
So Gnani is Sakshi. It's not that Gnani is in Sakshi. How can Gnani be in Sakshi? Whereas a seeker can be in Sakshi Bhava. Because Sakshi Bhava is when the mind is appearing, he can be in Sakshi Bhava. Right?
So when a Gnani is Sakshi,
when Gnani is Sakshi,
he's not associated with the Chidabhasa and intellect.
He is silent witness of Chidabhasa and
so
intellect.
Mind is not playing any role there.
Well, mind can play any role. Mind can play any role, right? What does Gnani as Sakshi, what he does, please understand. So now with the discrimination, proper discrimination, Chidabhasa is Sakshi and Sakshi is Brahman is realized, correct? Discriminations happen. So now in the mind, I thought it will be there, correct? Mind, many thoughts will be there. One of the thoughts is I thought. The main thought is I thought, root thought. So root thought is because of wrong understanding in buddhi, intellect. The buddhi identifies with the body. I am the body, I am the mind, and the pramata or the knower has a problem. With proper jnana, the knower doesn't make a mistake. No, I am the body, I am the mind, I am not intellect. So now knower always knows I am the Sakshi. Knower is always established Sakshi. That's called Sthita Prajna.
So there is no concept of, to witness the mind, you have to go beyond the mind. Is there a concept like that? Is it feasible?
Sakshi is beyond the mind only. See.
Sakshi is, can we say that is when the mind is completely shut down, Sakshi is there?
No. Sakshi, the mind presence and absence does not bother Sakshi.
So basically, Sakshi, you're saying the state where I'm completely not associated, dropped the identification with the mind is called Sakshi?
Drop the identification with the I thought. Who is that? Who is dropping the identification I thought? Jiva. Understand? Sakshi does not have to drop. The Jiva, which is Chidabhasa plus Buddhi combination, Chidabhasa is the Jiva Sakshi, right? That combination is identifying the I thought. I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. So now that because of jnana, no longer it will identify with I am the body, I am the mind, I am. It identifies I am the pure conscious Sakshi. So that knowledge gets deeper. It's called Sthita Prajna.
Jiva Sakshi is when I drop the identification with my body, mind, intellect and just witness it.
No, pa. Jiva Sakshi is nothing but Chidabhasa, another name for Chidabhasa. So original Sakshi, right?
It cannot alone be Chidabhasa because there is nothing called alone Chidabhasa.
No, listen carefully. Ishvara Sakshi is not affected by anything. Is it clear?
No, first can we understand Jiva Sakshi?
Jiva Sakshi is Chidabhasa.
Chidabhasa plus intellect combination?
Chidabhasa plus intellect combination is called Jiva.
What is Jiva Sakshi?
Chidabhasa plus intellect is Anatma, right? Chidabhasa is Chaitanya, consciousness. Correct, no?
Yeah.
So Chidabhasa is nothing but a reflection of Sakshi only, original Sakshi only. So reflection of sun in water is nothing but sun only, no?
So Chidabhasa without intellect is called the Jiva Sakshi?
Chidabhasa is supposed to behave like a Sakshi. Right?
Chidabhasa by itself can't do anything.
No, yaar, do not confuse.
No, give the combination, Guruji, because Chidabhasa by itself, it can't be even a Sakshi also. So I'm saying, when you're saying Chidabhasa, what is the combination there?
See, Chidabhasa is nothing but reflection of Atma in the Buddhi.
Buddhi, yeah. So that's why the word Chidabhasa comes only when the reflection in intellect. So intellect and Chidabhasa, they are like, they cannot be separated.
They are functioning together.
So whenever you say Chidabhasa, should I add intellect to that? Because the word alone Chidabhasa doesn't mean anything.
Do not confuse here. Chidabhasa Buddhi is a functioning entity. Correct?
It's a combination.
As a functioning entity.
Yeah.
Any functioning, thinking, knowing, doing, Chidabhasa plus Buddhi has to operate together.
When you say Jiva Sakshi, are we including the intellect there or not?
Wait. I'm saying any functioning, thinking, doing, knowing,
yes,
acting,
yeah, Chidabhasa
combination is required.
Yeah.
But witnessing, no combination is required because witnessing is independent of the Buddhi. Understand?
So there is no witnessing also, because if intellect is separated from Chidabhasa, who is witnessing what is what?
Intellect is separate from Chidabhasa doesn't mean intellect is plugged out.
No, not plugged out. I mean, like, then there is nothing. Then there is only Brahman.
My dear, intellect is plugged out. It doesn't mean it's intellect physically, body and mind is intellect is plugged out. It is there.
Not physically, I'm saying intellectually only.
Intellectually. Then Chidabhasa plus Sakshi is able to witness what's happening in the mind without this Chidabhasa, Sakshi and Buddhi combination identifying the body and mind.
I'm saying, how can any work happen when you remove all the instruments? I mean, or drop the instrument.
Where we have dropped the instrument? We have not dropped any instrument. Where you have dropped? You have removed plugged out the Buddhi.
You are saying it will witness. How can it witness without any instrument? It needs intellect to witness.
Intellect, have you cut off the intellect?
No, you said Chidabhasa joins with Sakshi, right? Or Chidabhasa becomes Sakshi.
Chidabhasa doesn't become Sakshi. Chidabhasa is Sakshi. Reflection of Sakshi, no?
When it drops intellect. Drops means...
we use the word in quotation. Okay? Let me give you an example. You have gone to watch a movie, horror movie. In the horror movie, you start crying because the ghost is coming.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you have got involved with the hero or heroine and you think you are a hero and heroine, then you start crying. Then somebody tells you, my dear, this is not real. This is a movie. Then you watch the movie. Has the movie got dropped from you? Did movie got switched off?
Chidabhasa is now watching the intellect.
Huh?
Is Chidabhasa watching the intellect or the mind?
Movie example is clear. Earlier you are identifying the character in the movie. Now when you remember, you start witnessing the movie, has the movie to be switched off?
No, this example works fine when there is still mind concept is there. The mind understands that the movie is, it's just a movie. So the mind
cannot understand. It is a jiva which has to understand. Chidabhasa.
Chidabhasa. When I say mind, it always includes Chidabhasa.
The buddhi or jiva which understands, I am not body, mind, intellect. So now there's a distancing. Distancing means it's no longer identify the movie.
So
Maya.
Or rather put like this, Chidabhasa and the intellect combination, there is a correction of thought in Chidabhasa and the intellect combination that I am Sakshi. Is this called not Sakshi Bhava again?
I am Sakshi, right? So this correction, that's why it's called Sthita Pradna. One who is established in truth. Now truth is established, well established. I am the Sakshi. So now what will happen? Any thought comes, thought will be there like a movie. You don't identify the thought, but you still use the thought. A person who is watching a ghost movie, still he can enjoy the movie. You don't have to switch off the movie.
Okay.
So that's why he is called Sthita Pradna. Arjuna asks, Sthita Pradna se ka bhasha? What is the characteristic of Sthita Pradna? How does he speak? How does he walk? That walking, speaking is the entity called Jiva. From Adnana, it has become Gnani. So then it becomes Jivan Mukta, is liberated while alive because he doesn't identify anything other than Atma.
So in these two aspects called Sakshi Bhava and Sakshi, Chidabhasa is involved. In one, it is, practicing as Sakshi. In the other, the Chidabhasa is like...
Chidabhasa is always involved. Chidabhasa is always involved because without Chidabhasa, the body mind cannot function. If the Chidabhasa goes, body mind function becomes either like sleep or coma or dead.
So there is only a change of thought in both these aspects. In Sakshi Bhava, there is a different thought that,
Sakshi Bhava, when you do Sakshi Bhava, still the Jnana and clarity has not come. I am Sakshi. So you have to hold on to your thought. Right? Whereas in real Sakshi, discrimination has happened. There's no more convincing, no more repetition is required.
Okay, there is a thought with deep conviction that I am Sakshi.
And that thought with deep conviction, I am Sakshi, will remove other thoughts. I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect.
So then you call that as Sakshi. You are calling that part as Sakshi.
Yeah, they are all, I am the Sakshi of all this, right? After that, I am Sakshi's Brahman also is established through thought. So after there is the thought, after that you don't have to remember this thought because it's not relevant now. You don't have to remember I am a woman all the time, right? Similarly, I am Sakshi, you don't have to remember all the time. I am Brahman, don't have to remember all the time because once for all you have become very clear. As long as it becomes clear, you have to have Sakshi Bhava because still you are identifying something. So you need an effort.
Yeah. So is this sentence valid now? I can witness the mind only when I am separate from the mind. Is it still valid?
This concept of I am separate from the mind, Sakshi is beyond mind. See, you can say, and this wording, English wordings are very confusing, okay? I don't want to comment on English wordings. So my left hand is separate from my right hand, correct? That word separation is possible in duality. Okay? I can witness the body, mind, and intellect as Sakshi because I am beyond body, mind, intellect. I am unborn. I am not in the same level as body, mind, and intellect.
Who is that? Again, it's the mind only that has to say all these things.
Who is that says, Gayatri? How mind will say I am beyond.
Intellect.
It is actually, I already told you, it is a Jivatma. Jiva plus Atma, correct?
Yeah.
Who speaks is Jivatma. So out of the Jivatma, Jiva has the intellect and the mind part, right? And Chidabhasa and Atma part. Correct, no? So can anybody speak? Without Atma, can anybody speak?
Yeah, that's the underlying.
Without Atma, how will he speak? Without Atma, there's no Chidabhasa, there's no body, there's no mind. The Jivatma is the package is getting Jnana. So Jivatma says, I am Atma, I am Brahman. not the mind. Jivatma uses the mind to discriminate, and then in the mind jnana happens, but it's the Jivatma which is realizing the truth. That's why Shankaracharya says, Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. Jiva is Brahman.
So Chidabhasa is Jiva Sakshi. What is Ishvara Sakshi?
See, I have given you an example of a glass of water.
Ah, yes, yes. Yeah.
In the glass of water, there's a reflection which is happening in the water.
The empty
And there's a space, right?
Hmm.
The space in glass 1, space in glass 2, space in glass 3, everything is same. So all glasses represent body, and the space in the glass represents Sakshi. So that is, since it's common to all, it's called Ishvara Sakshi. So the reflection of space in water is Chidabhasa. It's called Jiva Sakshi because it takes the form of the water and the body and wall of the glass.
Okay. Guruji, one last question. Is witnessing and illuminating the same?
You don't have to last question. You can ask any questions as long as time permits.
That's
Okay.
what time. I was looking at time.
What
So
is the question?
witnessing and illuminating, because
See, this question, witnessing and illuminating, right? These are all English words. Okay. Sakshi, Ishvara Sakshi is the like light. Atma Jyoti. That's all I say. Atma Jyoti, Atma Jyoti, Atma Jyoti, light. What is the job of the light? Job of the light is to illuminate. If light is there in the room, you'll see what are the objects are there. It will illuminate the objects in the room. Correct? So now, the physical light illuminates the objects in the room. Correct?
Yeah.
But physical light cannot know. It's not knowing principle.
Yeah, I have to know the physical light.
The physical light is just illuminates, but it has no ability to know anything. It's a physical light. Whereas Atma Jyoti is non-physical light. So that's why illumination word applies, because Atma Jyoti illuminates the whole room, but Atma Jyoti also knows. The witnessing is a better word. Witnessing means illuminate and see what is there.
When you say witnessing, a witnesser is coming into picture. So that is actually confusing. More than illuminating is a different thing where there is no other person involved in it. It just illuminates, self-illuminating.
No. That's not correct. In witnessing, there's no witnesser and witnessed. There's no subject-object duality in witnessing. I have already told you. In seeing, there's no seer and seen. Seer and seen are merged in seeing. In witnessing, there's no witnesser and witnessed. The witnesser comes into picture when the mind comes into picture. Naming happens.
So wherever there is a presence, there is witnessing.
The presence is witnessing.
No, presence of objects, I mean.
Yeah, witnessing, absence of object is also witnessing.
Yeah.
That's why witnessing will happen in the presence and absence of objects. But the moment you name it, name it as witnesser or Sakshi, you'll say. Sakshi becomes a noun. In reality, it's witnessing. In reality, it's illumination. Illumination. So illumination, the word illumination is because it's like light. Light falls on a room, the objects are seen. Right? Physical light just illuminates. Whereas Sakshi illuminates and knows. Knowing is there.
Yeah.
Any questions? Anybody has any questions? Purnima, Shravan?
So is it correct to say that the pramata practices Sakshi Bhava?
Pramata has a problem. The knower has a problem.
Correct.
Correct? The knower confuses himself as doer, enjoyer, and knower. The knower has to understand, I am not a knower, I am knowing principle. The knowing principle is called Sakshi or witnessing.
Yes.
So knowing to knower has become knower when you identify with the mind. The mind is past and future. So I am the knower. the subject, the knowing principle has become objectified. That's why I'm not the mind, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect. I'm pure consciousness, which is knowing principle, which is Sakshi. So are there any more questions? Pratibha? See, this is knowing principle, witnessing, illuminating, too many terms. If you understand, there's only one term called Atma. So various names are given in the context. A person, a woman becomes wife, woman becomes mother, woman becomes what we call as officer. Various roles you are giving a name. So the question here is, what is Bhavaroga? Bhavaroga means disease of existence. In the waking state, the world appears. The world is called Bhava. In the deep sleep state, world is not there. It's called Abhava. Abhava. So in deep sleep, we don't have any problem. In the waking state, we get into the world. The Chidabhasa, Jiva identifies the body, thinks I am separate from the body, and constantly trying to find out a solution. I want to expand. I want to grow. So struggle happens and Jiva becomes samsari. So that disease cannot be cured because Adnana, until Adnana goes, the disease cannot be cured. That's why it's called Bhavaroga, the great disease. So Sadguru or Krishna is Bhavaroga Tadna, means he gives the Atma Dnana to make you understand what is reality. Are we clear? We close for the day.